Hi! Today I'm going to be celebrating my 1-year channel anniversary with the painting of this cute little ceramic pumpkin and chatting about all of the stuff that I've made in the past year, as well as my plans for this coming year, which I have quite a few of. And if you have any questions, obviously, feel free to pop in and ask, but I guess I'll just get started. Come on. Okay, so I think I'm going to start with getting a base layer on this thing. And maybe dusting it off might be a good idea. Okay, so I started my channel in 2020, as a lot of people did, I think. I don't know if it's out of boredom or, we all just needed something to do last year. And I just kind of kept going. So, I'm going to be using a bunch of these little acrylic paints today. I have a couple of different colors and brands and things like that, so actually no, they're all the same brand. But I'm going to start with a layer of this like gray color. I have to keep waking up my camera for some reason. So I'm going to start with like a wash of this gray, and I'm going to mix it with some of this stuff. So this is a glazing medium, which basically just means that it'll thin out whatever your opaque paint is. Probably going to smell really bad. Ooh, oh, not great. That's okay. So I'm just going to put some of this in this cup. Right there. Hopefully that's not way too much. It's got to be enough to cover this thing, so let's see here. It says to mix it with water, which I have a large Taco Bell cup of water. And then I'm guessing you probably want to kind of stir it around a little bit. So I'm going to use the brush that I'm actually going to use for this. Actually, no. I'm just going to kind of swirl it a little bit. Hello, Carissa. Oop. So we got that, and I'm just going to add some of this kind of medium gray color. Ew. That's not what that's supposed to look like. Shaking first. So, I think I was pretty productive this year as far as projects go. I made a lot of clothes, a couple of books. I have to keep waking my camera back up. I'm just gonna mix this all together. Oh, that looks gross. I don't know if you can, let me show you. It's really unappetizing looking. But I think it'll go on really pretty. So I'm gonna make this thing gray, and then it's gonna have like metallic accents. So I guess we'll just go. This is supposed to look kind of like when you actually do proper ceramic glazing. It's supposed to. We'll see. I don't know if that'll actually happen. We'll find out in a couple minutes, won't we? So, angle this so you can see. It looks kind of gross, doesn't it? Come on, look up. Yeah, That doesn't look super appetizing, but that's okay. So, let's see here. I definitely want to try to do a little bit more bookbinding next year, because I don't feel like I did as much as I would have liked to. I think I'm actually going to add a little bit more of the gray to this, because it's a little lighter than I want. I'd like a little more coverage. He's on the couch. Let's see if this looks a little bit better. It's a little darker now. Oh yeah, that's way better. Gotta figure out how to get this camera to stop going to sleep. Oh yeah, look at that. That's more like it. That's pretty cool. That. So, probably gonna get distracted a lot during this. I'm trying to talk and I'm just gonna end up painting for like 20 minutes. I did do a big binding project, yeah, my Skyrim book, which is back there, that took 2 months to do. I'm kind of wanting to do something else like big like that this year or next year, but we'll see how that goes, just because it does take up so much of my time. I am going to be doing, in the next couple of months, a book related project that is going to be, I don't know if I should ruin the surprise, it's a tool thing again. So like I did a project this last year that was a bookbinding tool. I'm going to do another one. Pretty excited about it. It's going to make my life a lot easier than it currently is for bookbinding, because I kind of have to do things a little bit weirdly right now. So I'm really excited about that. I'll give you a hint. It has wood. Not that that's much of a hint, but it is a wooden object, and I'm really excited about it. And it's something that's going to make the entire process go a lot faster when I'm bookbinding. Okay, so I've got this thing pretty much covered in this thin glaze. I'm going to go over it with a little bit more of an opaque layer, because it's a little bit it's a little see-through, more see-through than I was wanting it to be. So I'm just going to add a little bit of this gray and just wash it over the top of the glaze. Yes, I am. I'm going to make a pretty wooden object for my bookbinding project that I'm going to be doing. There we go, look at that. It's starting to look kind of neat. So, I'm really excited about that. That's going to be a really good one. That's actually probably going to be during 2021. I do have some other stuff that I've got planned for 2022, but that one is kind of like a more immediate need, to be honest. Like, the sooner the better. So I'm really excited about that. I'm just trying to follow like the lines of the pumpkin. Oh, it drives me mad. Let's see if I can get it to stay on for any period of time. Okay. So we got a lot of gray. I don't know if this thing's going to turn out as pretty as I wanted it to, but that's okay. I've never painted a ceramic pumpkin before, so should be interesting at the very least. As far as other upcoming projects, I do have some sewing projects coming up that are going to be in the vein of like more fantasy stuff, since I like it so much. The more the better, in my opinion, with that. Get a little more paint. And then, just really excited about some of those upcoming projects. I'm also planning on, in 2022, I'm gonna do some leatherworking, some more leatherworking. I really liked that desk mat that I did. That was really fun and honestly like really satisfying because it only took a day to make. The more one-day projects I can do, the better, because I do work full-time outside of this. And you know, I have a binder of favorite recipes that I use just because I think if it were a book, if I changed something, I don't know, I have like a permanence issue with that. But I do have a book that I bound that I put our mead recipes in. I didn't do it on the channel, but there's a couple of other things I want to bind in the next year. There we go, look at that. It's starting to look kind of neat. That's more like it. Like that. So this is kind of the vibe I was wanting to go for. And then I'm actually going to mix in a little bit of shimmer into all of this. I have a shimmery paint, but I might wash it over with like the final glaze so that it's just on the outside layer. There we go. That. It's starting to look really neat. That's what I wanted. So maybe less glaze, less of the glazing medium I should say, and more just paint. I think I need my smaller brush. Oh, you know, I didn't think about doing it as like something where you could swap stuff out. That's, yeah, that could work. I can see that working. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm gonna be, now this one I am willing to spoil a little bit. I'm going to probably be building some armor this year. Some leather armor. Something I've always wanted and that I'm really, really excited about. Probably gonna be starting with something easy. I keep doing this on this like bat thing here. I'm just gonna keep going past him. But yeah, I'm probably going to be doing some armor. I'm going to start off simple. I still have to design it. I do a design sketch of pretty much everything I make before I make it, and I have not done that yet. So I imagine that will probably be somewhere in the first part of the year. The armor might be a hassle, or the book might be a hassle. I mean, yes, the armor might be a hassle. But I think it'll be worth it. Okay, I'm really liking how this base coat's turning out. I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit in a minute after I add just a few more touches to a few spots to make it look more even. Yeah, I can wear it to Ren Fair. I probably will. Not just specifically for Ren Fair, something that I can probably also wear to conventions would be cool, like an original character for conventions. I think that would be really fun. Just get all these spots that I missed before. Yeah, the book might be a hassle. The swatch book was fine, but with recipes, it's like you get into it so often that, I don't know, maybe not. Let's see here. So yeah, definitely gonna be doing more fantasy stuff. Gonna be working on improving my bookbinding skills, because I feel like I'm decent, but I could be better. I mean, probably everyone feels that way about whatever hobby they do. Like, I have a feeling that's a very common feeling. I have a feeling it's probably very normal which is tough. But, you know, it is what it is. Alrighty. I really like how this is starting to look. Well, not like a pumpkin. I mean, I don't know of gray pumpkins, but it's starting to look cool. I wanted it to be kind of creepy. And a little bit unusual. So that's what we've got so far. Oh, looks like I missed a spot on the front. Just easy to fix. Just have to like be really careful not to touch it while I'm adding paint to the bits. There we go. Yeah, I figured it was normal. I've got a little bit of a delay, I think, between what you guys are saying and what I'm seeing, but so we're gonna let this dry for just a couple of minutes, so that I'm not having to redo my work 50 times, because that doesn't sound like a good time. It is a ghost pumpkin. Yeah, it's a little creepy, a little spooky. So next up I'm going to be taking some of this black paint, which is just one of these guys, and I'm going to be diluting it a little bit, and then I'm going to let it drip down the crack of like the crease of each pumpkin, or maybe I'll brush it on. Probably be better if I brush it on, to give it a little bit of depth, because otherwise it's just going to be like this gray amorphous blob, right, basically. So then after that, painting the stem metallic. It's going to be, this one's really fun. This is, I think, one of my favorite paints, and this is not the same brand as the others. I used this on my leather pad. It's this gorgeous pewter paint. It's, I think, one of my favorite things. It also, oh wow, 30-second delay, that's nuts. It also comes in green and red and a bunch of other colors, but this one's my favorite. Let's see here. So for the next year, I definitely want to do more fantasy projects. I do have a little bit of like hobbity stuff coming up in the spring, but I don't have like definite plans for that. And I definitely want to do some more like kind of fantasy gothic stuff, just because I think it looks really cool. So really excited about that. Let's see here. I think I need to give this a few more minutes. I'm just gonna kind of blur out some of the bits where the paint is gathering really badly. I don't want it to look like drippy. And it is trying to drip a little bit. I'm just gonna yeah, like you can see right there is a little drip. So we're just gonna we'll do it. It's the cutouts. I don't know if there's a way around that happening. Probably not, honestly. Like, I think that's probably gonna happen regardless. I'm just gonna add like a little bit right in this little bit right there. There we go. That looks good. I'm sure there's probably like some fancy technique to making these look perfect, but I don't know it. And I think that's okay. So then next year, I'll have this really neat pumpkin behind me. Yeah, well, I also wear mostly black, as you can see. Although this was just because I didn't want to get any of my new things that I've sewn painty. There we go. I think I got it. I think we're good. I think it's non-drippy now. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh, I don't like that spot. I'm gonna just like that. That blended nicely. Alright. Alright, so I'm gonna be probably keeping to the same video schedule for this year, for this next year, just because, as I said, I work full-time, so I'm gonna be doing probably about 2 videos a month. I try to do it every other Saturday, but sometimes life happens and you just can't manage to do that. It's a little bit it's a little bit hectic sometimes, especially depending on the project. Like, as I said, the Skyrim book took like 2 months, and I was able to split that up into multiple videos, luckily, but otherwise it would have been... I thought this was a football game. I just saw that. Hi. I'm gonna turn that back on. So, what was I talking about? I don't know. Oh yeah, my schedule. So, probably 2 videos a month, I would imagine. I don't see myself doing more than that. I think I'm gonna move on to the metallic stem. I'm gonna do the drippy bits after, I think. So we'll move on to this fun stuff, which I love. And we're just gonna... Actually, I'm gonna shake it first, because otherwise it will separate. This stuff separates really badly. It's an acrylic paint, but I think it's the metallic, like the metallic stuff kind of drops out. It's really annoying. Alright, we got a fun, like, paint bubble. So I'm just gonna paint the stem of this metallic, and I know it doesn't look like much yet. I'm probably gonna do 2 coats of this though, because otherwise it will not really look like much of anything. Just because the white shows through so much. I'll scoot this a little bit so you can see a little better. Right there. It's a little awkward dealing with 2 cameras at once. Right here. So, just do this. Yeah, I don't want to overload myself. That would be not good. Obviously. And I'm just going to start spinning this on its... That's nice. I don't care. I'm going to start just spinning this on its paper towel. It's not supposed to be recording, but... I'm going to reset this really quickly. So, you're just going to see me for a minute. Okay. Technical difficulties. It's a little frustrating sometimes, but it is what it is. So, need to let that dry a little bit more either way. I think there's probably a setting that lets me not have to do this, but I have not found it yet, which is fine. I just got the setup for this put together the other day, so here we go. That's better. Okay, so I'm gonna just keep adding to this stem. I don't know of any pumpkins that have a metallic stem, but like, it'd be pretty neat if that was a thing. Why isn't there metallic vegetables? That'd be so cool. So, I'm just gonna keep adding to this, and as I said, I'm gonna do a second coat because it's not that opaque. Just like, it's fine, but you know, it's just not that opaque. So, keep going. Considered doing this with like a copper stem, but I think I like the like kind of monotone look. Might do another one next year. Kind of tempted to do that one, and I'm probably gonna add some silver highlights to this whole thing. Yeah, they probably would be poisonous. You're probably right. It's probably a bad idea, but it'd be really pretty, wouldn't it? So, maybe we don't wish for metallic vegetables, but, you know, doesn't mean it wouldn't look cool. Okay, So I'm pretty happy with that for now. I'm gonna have to, as I said, go back over it, but that's okay. So I'm gonna scooch this back up a little bit. I don't want to actually zoom in or out because it'll change the aperture situation. Here we go. Okay, so we got that so far. Let's see. Hello, focus please. Thank you. So I think it is time to do that black layer. I feel like the base of the gray part is dry enough. It's not like perfect by any means, but it's dry enough. Yeah, I thought so too. Keep missing buttons. I think if it was too bright, it'd be kind of distracting because it is going to be right behind me, where I've actually got this fabulous clock now. I absolutely love this thing. Yeah, I think monotone's a little bit better. I did have so going back to future projects, don't touch the forbidden metallic veggies. I'll try not to. I don't know. I might be too tempted. I think for some of my future projects, I do want to do some more like video game related stuff. I kind of want to start like a painting series at some point of like, that was a horrible noise, I'm so sorry, of painting scenes from Skyrim. I don't know if that's like too much. I don't know if that's anything anyone would be interested in watching. I would like it, but that doesn't mean that anyone else would like it necessarily. Like, just because I want to do it doesn't mean it would be super interesting to watch. So I'm gonna just wash this brush really quick. I would let you guys see the gross paint water, but it's an opaque cup, so it's not really that exciting. But let's see here. Let's add the dark lines, and I'm kind of tempted to just let these drip down the side, but I have a feeling that probably won't go so well considering what the drips look like from earlier. But yeah, I want to do maybe some like, I wanted to do something Skyrim related for the 10th anniversary coming up, but I'm probably just not going to have time. I might do a live stream of, okay, so speed painting might be a good thing. I could totally do that too. I have the setup. But I wanted to do something specifically for the Skyrim 10th anniversary, but time got away from me, so that's probably not going to happen. Oh yeah, this is going to look neat. Oop, I just got metallic paint all over my hand. So I just got some on the side of the pumpkin. There we go. Painting's really fun. I really like it. I do find that you do have to be really patient, which sometimes I'm not. I say sometimes, and I mean like almost never. So, one of my character flaws. But here, we're gonna rotate this again. I don't like how this line turned out. I'm probably actually gonna get up for a second, get a paper towel. So I will be right back. Hang tight. Stare at the pumpkin. Okay. But yeah, I think I might do a little bit of celebratory Skyrim playing, although I think probably everyone else in the world probably is going to be too. On I think it's the 10th or the 11th. I don't know. I keep forgetting. I'm probably gonna go back over this with like a wash of the light gray paint to kind of blend it out. Stop touching the stem. I keep trying to touch it. But yeah, I think it might be really fun. Actually, I'm just gonna do it now. So I'm gonna go straight down. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Look at that. That looks neat. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I think the 11th. I'm pretty sure it's the 11th. For the Skyrim anniversary. It's weird that it's 10 years old. I keep wondering if they're gonna come out with like yet another special edition version of it. Because they like to do that a lot. I don't know if anyone ever really asks for it, but they've come out with like, I think like 10 different editions of Skyrim now. They're probably gonna do another one. I think I will be shocked if they don't. Okay, so this isn't quite what I was expecting to do, but I actually really like how it's turning out. So, I'm gonna do that. And that. Okay, other than this brush is looking weird. And then when this thing's done, I'm actually going to go over it with a special glaze that I have that will make it look like it has been fired in a kiln. We give you what we want. Yeah. They do tend to do that. They're like, oh, you wanted more Skyrim? Sure. And we're like, no, we want a new game, but it's a lot of work, I do have to say. Like, I know that they've got a lot going on, so gotta just be patient, I guess. There we go. I think I might, like, I think I need a smaller brush for the effect I'm trying to get. Here we go. Put that. Boop. There we go. Okay, so I like how this looks. I am still going to add black to the, I don't know what to call them, the creases of the pumpkin. I do have to grab a different brush though, so I'll be right back. Make that 2. So I've got some really fine tip, like a teeny tiny one, and then a softer, floofier one to see if I can get the effect I want with that. Because it's just a little too... Oh yeah, there we go, look at that. That's more like it. Oh, you can't see it. Here you go. There it is. That's what I was going for, is just a little, like... And I gotta keep this from dripping the wrong direction because of the cutouts. There we go. Keep having to wake up the camera. There we go. So, I don't know if you can see this, but we've got that now. So that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted it to look like. There we go. See, this is what I'm talking about. And then I might actually take the black, go over the stem again with that, and then do the metallic over it so that it looks like a good contrast. And I'm just letting this drip down the side of the thing. So this, I didn't actually paint that, that's just a drip that I made. I'm going to do the same thing on this one so you can see it properly. Just letting the the shape of the thing kind of dictate what it does. Yeah, I do too. It looks a little bit more, I don't know, I don't want to say real because, like, as I said, what pumpkin is this color? But I do like how it looks, and plus it's really fun to watch it just, like, run down. It's so satisfying. Alright. So. Now I want to know, what do you guys want to see more of? Like, more sewing, more book stuff? I've had a couple of people ask about more Skyrim specific books, but I don't know if I want to do that yet. I do kind of want to get into, like, maybe some, like, more sketchbooks or, like D&D books. I don't know if that would be fun. This one's darker for some reason. I'm gonna mix this a little better. Okay, it's a little darker than I want. I need to take some of this back off just by doing that. One of the stripes might not be as pretty as the others, but okay, so you like the book stuff. Yeah, I do too. I actually really enjoy doing it. It's just sometimes it's a little hard to, like, find inspiration because, like, it's really easy to end up with, like, 20 blank notebooks if you're not careful, which, like, some people might like, but at some point you gotta be like, how many do I really need, you know? How many blank books does one person actually need? Probably not that many, especially considering I haven't actually started using the Skyrim one yet. I have every intention to use it as a sketchbook once my current sketchbook is full, but it's not yet. So I do want to do some stuff that's, like, related to bookbinding, but maybe isn't actually books. Like, box making is a thing. Not like leather boxes, well, maybe leather boxes, I don't know. But, like, box making is a thing that people do. You can also make, like folios to put your sketches in. Which is kind of neat. There we go, that's the color I wanted. I guess we'll just have, like, one darker stripe. It's like it's a natural pumpkin, you know? They're all a little different. A diary? Oh. I mean, yeah. There is one thing I want to figure out, and that's printing and binding my own planner. Because I don't feel like I like a lot of the ones that are out there. I don't know if that's something people would be interested in figuring out, is binding their own planners. I think it's something I want to do. Just because, as I said, like, I don't feel like the ones that are out there, like, pre-made quite suit what I need them to do. Alright, and we are back to the front. I'm actually going to darken up a couple of these stripes a little bit, because otherwise they're going to look really funny in comparison to the ones on the back. So we're just going to even this out. These will end up lighter because I'm actually probably going to go back through them with silver paint. Oop. I didn't like that one. That's okay. It's not perfect, and that's fine. Alright. Yeah, I think binding a planner would be really cool. I think I would really like that. That's true. I mean, yeah, you do have someone interested in something at all times, which is cool. That's the neat thing about YouTube is, like, no matter what I make, there will be someone watching it, which is neat. Like, as far as crafting stuff goes, not always with, like, gaming stuff, but I do feel like whatever I make, there's always someone who's gonna be like, oh, that's useful. Because I do want it to be, like, I don't necessarily do tutorials, but I do want it to be something that you can, like, take something away from. Whether it's just relaxing for 20 minutes or learning how to do something new. I think that's something that's important to me. I don't necessarily want to, like, teach this stuff, but if, like, one more person comes out of it, like, going, like, I'm gonna learn how to bookbind, then that's, you know, like, I did my job. That's cool. Like, I want to give people an interest in the arts and in, you know, like, learning specific art things. Doesn't always necessarily have to be the same kind of thing. I mean, obviously, considering I'm sitting here painting a pumpkin, that's not usually something that I usually do. So I'm just going to go back onto the stem, and I'm going to paint it black, and then go back over it with the metallic, because I just think it needs a little more oomph. It's a little blah right now. It's all very, like, look at me, I'm gray. I'm going to re-angle this actually so you can see it a little bit better. Over here, we got the stem right there. That's a little more interesting, I think. Plus, this way it kind of ties back into these darker lines. And I'm actually going to take it down and connect them a little bit. So, like, right there, like that. Oh yeah, that's starting to look neat. I'm starting to like that. That's a little better. Alrighty. I don't have too much more I have to do this thing. It's going to be finishing painting the stem black, letting that dry for about a couple minutes, adding the metallic layer back over the top, and then we're going to take a little bit of, here it is, this silver paint, there, and I'm going to very lightly actually dry brush it down the cracks of the pumpkin over that dark line that I made on each little, like, pumpkin spoke. I don't know what those are called. The ridges, I guess. There we go. There we go. That's better looking. So we've got a little bit more visual interest now. It's not just a gray pumpkin, it's a gray and black pumpkin now. So we'll let that hang out for just a couple minutes, because I need to let that dry before I add the metallic back over the top, or you're not going to be able to see anything. Let's see here. I do think something I want to do is, and I've talked about this before, I'm going to do probably digital art live streams. I do want to incorporate more live streams into my schedule just because I don't always have time to be making something necessarily, like something tangible, because books take about a week to make with my schedule, and then clothes take longer depending on what it is, just because I'm kind of a slow sewist, honestly. Like, the shirt that I made in my video that came out yesterday only took about like day and a half to actually make if I put all of the work into one day, but I only get to do like 3 hours a day at the most, just because of, you know, work schedule and stuff. So the more things that I can do as like day projects, the better, which I think is going to be more live streams of art. And then, yeah, I think so. I think it'll make it look kind of like a little bit magical, which is what I want everything to look like, always. Not always realistic, but and I might actually do some of the darker metallic down the cracks and then just a couple highlights of the silver, because I think it might be a little too silver if I just go silver. And I'm probably going to use this little guy for that, because I don't want it to be too strong. But yeah, I think more live streams, definitely more fantasy stuff. Probably a little less vintage style. I don't know if it would crack the paint. Acrylics are pretty fast drying, so I think I'm just gonna let them dry on their own. Like, this black is almost dry where I first started doing it, like at the very tip of the pumpkin. It's only been like a minute, so I think that that's fine. But I do think I want to start getting a little bit of the metallic into the creases while those are still slightly damp, because I think it'll incorporate a little bit better. So we're just gonna do a smidge. We're gonna just start up here. I'm actually gonna, you might not even be able to see this on the camera. It might be a little too subtle. I'll have to get some pictures of this thing later. And I'm only going to do the shimmery bits at the top as if they're coming from the stem of the pumpkin. I'm not going to take them all the way down. And I'll get a little closer so you can really see what's going on. So, just right there. Just spin it again. It's just a little touch of shimmer. I don't want too much, because the whole stem is going to be pewter colored. And sorry if there's any thumping, it's the upstairs neighbors. Alrighty, so pretty much talked about all I want to talk about with my 1-year channel anniversary. Do they call it like a chaniversary? I don't know, I kind of hate that. But if you have any questions about any of my past projects or anything, I'm always open to answer them. Jeez. You'd think they were like line dancing up there or something. And add a little, make that back up. And it's just a really subtle little metallic bit. I don't want too much. Okay. Almost done with this part. Oh, that was a little heavy-handed. But it's fixable. My favorite project? What was my favorite project? I you know, I really love the first skirt that I did. That plaid one, like, it was simple, but it goes with a lot of the stuff I have. It's really comfy. And it's actually perfect for this time of year when things start getting a little cold here. I know that it's not like, it doesn't get like Minnesota cold here. Thank goodness, I wouldn't be able to deal with that, but it is really cozy. And I think that alone is like really nice. Let that brush soak. Alright, time to make my stem shiny again. Well, metallic again. The paint's dry enough, it'll go on just fine. So, we're gonna just whoop. Yeah, it was really cozy. I also really like the other flannel skirt that I did. It was like a houndstooth or something. I can't remember. And then for my favorite like non-sewing thing, honestly, my book press. Just because it's so useful. Like, I don't know how oh yeah, look at that. I don't know if you can see how good that looks now. Come on, makeup camera. Hello? Hang on a sec. I'm having a little issue here. Alright, this fixed up. Technical difficulties again. Sorry, guys. Okay, got power. Interesting. Well, if it doesn't come back in a sec, we may have to call it good here for today with the pumpkin. And I may have to show it later. Just because I cannot get my Camlink to work again. It is the first time I've used it, to be fair. So I'm just gonna whoop, go back to that just for a minute. But yeah. So yeah, I think my two favorite projects have been that skirt and my book press, because the first one's cozy and comfy, the second one's super useful. Let's see if there's anything else I wanted to talk about. And I will be posting a picture of the pumpkin when it's actually done, because all I have to do is finish painting the stem and then glaze it, and it'll be done, pretty much. So I'll make sure to post a picture of that on Instagram when I've got it done. That, and we're at the top of the hour, and I got stuff to do today. So, I guess just let me know. You know, I have made him some toys. I've made a couple of cat toys before. I totally can do maybe a short of it, making cat toys. It's really easy. All you need is like fabric scraps, and that's it. It's like maybe 10 minutes at the most. But you know, and some catnip. It's always good to add the catnip as long as it's safe for your cat, depending on, you know, any medical conditions they might have. But I'm just gonna keep painting a little bit. So you can kind of see a little bit. Here, we'll just do that. You can see my mess now, and the fact that I just got paint on my arm. So this actually works just fine. But yeah, cat toys are, you know, that'd be an easy one to do. Let's skip this all the way since it's basically a brick right now. Cat toys are easy. Trying to think of other things that are like really simple, but not boring. I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head, cat toys. Yeah, I'm gonna finish painting this, and if you guys don't have any other questions, then I'm just gonna say, you know, happy Halloween. I hope that you have a wonderful holiday, and, you know, eat as much or as little candy as you want. And I will probably be putting out a new video in about 2 weeks. I have a fun, cozy winter project that I am going to do, a sewing project. I've actually got 2 for this month. This month's going to be a sewing heavy month. And then next month I'll probably, when I say this month I mean November, because we're almost there, it's upon us. Next month probably going to be that book related tool that I was telling you about. So I hope you guys have a wonderful Halloween, and